Hello, this is Gregory Maxwell, El Negrito Bueno, and this is probably one of a few first talks I'm going to talk about for I'd like to give to students who are starting their school year. My target audience here are primarily high schoolers, ninth through 12th grade, and they can apply it as necessary, as applicable to their own personal situation. I encourage any teachers who are listening to this to modify it to your own interest, to your own students, to your own style of communication, to your own topics that you'd like to talk about. But I like to give this talk to my students at the beginning of the school year to give them some perspective about what to expect, not only about school, but about life. Now, let me just start out here. If I were in the classroom and I'm talking to my students, I'd like to make sure they're clear about what I'm there for and what they're there for. And believe it or not, my purpose is not simply to teach them the subject that I'm teaching. That's the context that I'm there for. In reality, the vast majority, I'm talking about 90 to 95% of the subject matter content that I teach them, they could learn it more effectively on their own than I can teach it to them. The problem is they have convinced themselves that they need someone else to teach it to them. Now, of course, this is not the case for every single student, but I dare say it's probably the case for 80% or more of the student. So, my first statement to the student is, you are responsible for your own education. And here's what I mean by that. Your education is your primary responsibility because you're the primary beneficiary of your education. Your teacher, that's me, that's any of your teachers for your other subjects, will only be instrumental in your life for about a year, maybe two, possibly three, and for some fortunate teachers and students, or unfortunate, it may be 4 years all through high school. After that, you go on to college, or you go on to the world of work, or you go on to just experience life as it is. Whatever lessons you did not learn in school, when it is easy, when you have no other pressures of work and responsibility as to the level of an adult, those things are going to either come back and hurt you if you didn't learn it properly or help you if you did. They set the foundation both for what your knowledge base is and what you can build on your discipline level, your academic discipline level. So if you demonstrate indiscipline now, behavioral indiscipline, academic indiscipline, if you don't set a structure into how you're going to approach learning, if you're disruptive and keeping people from teaching you, whatever the teacher does not get to teach you, you will have to learn it in more difficult circumstances. You go off to college, and what your teacher would normally teach you in 1 year, you have to learn in 12 to 16 weeks. And the college professor doesn't care about your personal home life. They don't care about what difficult times you're having with your boyfriend or girlfriend or your parents. They just care about you accomplishing the task at the level that they expect. If you fail, they're not calling your home and informing your parents. If there's a discipline problem and you're disruptive, they kick you out of your class and you could get suspended from the school. You do not want that to happen. So learn the stuff properly now. Now, that said, that means you have to make sure the environment in which you're learning is conducive to learning, not only for yourself, but also for the other students. Therefore, as a teacher, my rule is I expect respect. I expect you to respect me, and I expect you to respect your fellow students, and I expect you to respect the coursework that you're working on. You may not like it. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like your fellow students. You don't even have to like yourself. You don't have to like yourself now, but make sure you love yourself for the future, because in 5 years' time, future you is going to look back at current you and says, what did you do? Why did you hurt me this way by making bad decisions? Or they will look back at you and say, thank God I made those decisions when I was younger because you're helping me now. So in that context, as a teacher, if I find that a student is being disruptive of the learning of others, I become disruptive of their lives. I do all I can to turn their own family members against them, because I take it personally that they are making it my life hard when I'm trying to make their future easy. So my general rule is, if you disrupt my class, I will disrupt your life. I will call your parents. I will let your parents know what type of person you are in my classroom, and I will enlist them to make it difficult for you to continue to be disruptive. Once you start cooperating, we will be very good friends. I will do everything I can to help you to succeed. I will sit and talk to you about difficult times you're having at home or in the academics. I will stay with you and tutor you after school. I will give you resources and help you to find ways to get help. I will even help you to find scholarships and give you advice, connecting with people. But we have to cooperate. And if you don't cooperate, I will be a tough enemy, a tough opponent. But if you cooperate, I will be a very helpful friend. So, take the easier route and cooperate. Now, that said, let me just wrap up and say, I much prefer to be respected. I don't care about being loved. Love is for personal friends, my family, my wife and my children and my brothers and sisters and my parents. But I want to be respected. But if you don't respect me, I will settle for fear. Either you respect me and we get along, or you fear me and I get my way. Either way, if you don't, I will force it on you. It's better to cooperate and we all have a good time than you not cooperate and I make you have a bad time and I still get my way. So that's the first part of my statement. I'm going to pause here and then we're going to come back to another discussion about how to prepare for the future in your academics. Have a great day.